Oh yeah, Zelda! Oh boy! The Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite franchises ever. I've been playing the games ever since I was a wee lad. It's just a series that's engrossed me and hit me right in the heart. Whether it's the characters, the general charm of it all, the dungeons, the boss battles. Come to think of it, things like those are just common tradition in the Zelda series. They all have a structure to how they're designed. Navigate temples, beat bosses, do quests in the overworld, slowly make your way to challenge the final boss. I mean, it's like a formula, a recipe if you will. A Zelda recipe.
Alright, okay, what's next? Zora. I mean, it's close enough.
Don't get me wrong, all the games are very unique. They all really stand out from each other. But there's a bit of a checklist for pretty much every game. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just interesting. But for this video, let's look at one thing in particular that a good few Zelda games have. A specific tradition that's made its way into the Zelda formula. And by that, I mean Link's companions. Sidekicks. Now by companions, I'm not just talking about side characters that help Link, like Tetra, Medley, or someone like Groose. No, I'm talking about those companion characters. The ones that are with you 90% of the game, who always help you navigate puzzles and give you a general direction to go, who get you unstuck basically. Let's take a look. So roughly 9 of the main games have Link paired with some companion for a large portion of the game. So roughly half the series or so. And it makes me ask the question, do Zelda games need companions? And my answer? Not really. A good example of this is A Link Between Worlds. A Link Between Worlds was an amazing game. Like a really good Zelda game. And there was no fairy or creature with you every second of it, telling you what to do or where to go. Now, I'm not saying A Link Between Worlds and something like Ocarina of Time are very similar games, because they're not. Like at all. But it's just an example of a time when no companion character worked quite well, which brings me to my next point. Having a character there simply to tell you what to do and get you unstuck is kinda lazy. Note, this is 100% just my opinion. Don't get your tingle in a twist. But personally, I feel like having a character there just to get the player unstuck when they get lost is kind of a lazy design choice. I mean, they're technically there for reasons, but some don't feel like anything more than just a tick on the checklist, simply ticking the box for a side character we use to guide the player. And if they feel like they're only there to be the helper character, it's been done wrong in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying here that players should have no help at all and just simply get good. Looking at you, Dark Souls players. That's not my argument. I just think a character needs to be far more than a navigate button. These are characters who are with you for 90% of the game at the least. They're not items, they're characters, who engage with other characters and contribute to the main plot in some way. And it kind of feels like some of them are reduced to items in some way. What I mean by this is with characters like Navi and Fi. It's been said to death how they never ever shut up, but it's not just that kind of irritates me. They don't have that much substance to them. No real personality other than the character who's simply there to help you. I'm not saying Fi had absolutely no character, and I'm not saying I dislike Skyward Sword either. I love Skyward Sword, but that's not today's topic. Shh, we'll get to that. But compared to characters like the King of Red Lions or even Ezlo, she just feels like she's there to guide you from point A to point B. That's pretty much her entire character in the plot as well. And the little bit of development she had, I did not care for. Am I looking way too deep into this? Most likely, but that's never stopped me before. But with characters like Red Lions and Midna, they had their own motivations, backstory, and reasons to be helping you. Midna was a snarky, mysterious being, with unknown intentions, only working with you to get what she needed. Like she was just using you. The King of Red Lions felt like a teacher, someone familiar in the vast world which is foreign to you. A voice guiding you through the storms in order to get your sister back and defeat Ganon. They actually felt like your companions, your pals. Someone who guides you because they actually have their own reasons for having you succeed. Helping you and giving you advice is only part of their character. Even Tattle had stronger development than Navi and Fi. Even things like this make the world feel more alive as well. For example, hey, you gotta do the thing. Why? Because it's the thing you need to do. Okay, go do the thing. Compared to, oi, listen, you gotta get that thing because I need this. Mate, got it? Alright, you're gonna go do it. Now, have you done it? Why not? Go and do it! Now, I'm not saying every single companion character needs to have mountains of backstory and huge amounts of plot relevance. That'd get a bit repetitive. But if you're gonna have a character that's with you the entire game, there should really be something more. There should be more of a reason and motivation, from the plot and even the development point of view. More character and personality than just, you're going the wrong way! Because honestly, that's all Navi was to me. And even Fi. Anything Fi had, I didn't slightly care for. Which is a bit of a shame in a way. She does the job, I guess, but that's really all she seems to be there to do. And it is a shame. Fi could have been a lot more loved, and more remembered like the other companions. But to me, that's all she'll be remembered as. just a guide to get you from point A to point B.